Okay, greetings, y'all. So I'm out in the garden. I don't even know if y'all can see me. I'm out in the garden. And a label one on Instagram asked me a question. So I can't hop between all these platforms in a split second. But she was asking me what I meant by freeform lock. So in the meantime, what I'm going to be doing is I'm using these egg cartons, which sometimes people are throwing them away. You can pay a lot of money for the plastic ones as seed starters inside Home Depot or Lowe's. So I'm just going to recycle these. If you want to, you can even cut these into areas so that you can tell what you planted where. So if you're new to planting, you might not be able to recognize the plant through the different stages of development, right? And sometimes mistakenly you can pull out, when you're weeding, you can pull out and kill the little baby seed, and you can kill the little babies. So I thought these were nice and handy, right? Here, a lot of people have their own chickens and roosters and stuff like that. And also people eat a lot of eggs here. So while I'm not eating the eggs, I will take my neighbor's eggshells, which he saves for me, and I'll crumble those up and put them in the garden as well as other nutrients. And I am going to reuse these as seed starters, right? It's really inexpensive. If I paid US, I'd probably pay 12 cents each, or you can get them for free if people are throwing them away. So I am the sister to ask for. I'm the woman to ask for coffee grounds, newspapers, pick up dried leaves and stuff like that, right? It's active fitness. So to answer, hold on one second. I need to get some soil and a scooper. So these bags are pretty heavy. I have one that's still open. And I already used a whole heap of stuff. It's a little wet because just going into rainy season. Let me grab some tools here. That's my little handbag of tools. All right. So a label one was asking, what do I mean by semi-freeform locks? And also said, like me, that she has very fine hair. So when I'm saying fine hair, it looks a lot thicker than it is. I don't want to put dirt all in my hair before my hands get too dirty, but my hair is actually really, really fine and delicate. Probably a lot of this eventually is going to break off. So as you can see, there's no twisting going on, right? So perfect hair for gardening and exercise. Before I get all dirty, you probably should have something on your head when you come out here. Everything gets caught in my hair. But what I mean by semi-freeform locks is basically that instead of letting all my hair, which can tangle very easily, but it's very, very fine. So I will likely not have big, gigantic bongo knots, which I would love, but I also love what I got. So my hair is very fine. So being that I'm not twisting, they won't come in cylindrical, right? They won't be round as if these are down here, a little more round from twisting, and some weak spots from twisting. And I just put a lot of shells and beads in my hair. But being that it's not dense, they're gonna come in. They're all coming in flat, right? So when I'm saying semi-freeform, I'm not letting them all come into one big Congo nati, right? I do separate them, but they're very fine and they're coming in flat. So that's what I basically mean. I'm not twisting or retwisting. I do separate them a bit, but the longer they grow, the more flat. And these are really, 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 really flat, but I'm okay with that. Most of the videos that you see on YouTube will be of people trying to get rid of flat locks, but I'm totally okay with my hair. To me, I'm into freedom. You know, I groom myself as far as, I love to bathe and oil myself and all that other stuff, but certain things I take off the table because I'm not interested in being a slave to food or being a slave to my hair or nothing like that. And so it's I have this thing that I call my radical self-acceptance. And this is what the hair does. So it doesn't mean you don't groom, but it's for the most part carefree and just accepting what it is you have and the unique form that you have come here with. So that's what I mean. So that's what label one. The answer to your question, that's what I mean by semi-freeform. And I do have here, many people will be running to slip this down or to dye the color. I have this interesting sandy brown, so I leave it right there. So I hope that answers your question. So other than that, I have lots of recycled uh, dirt and soil. So this is actually pretty good soil right here. So you want soil that's nice and fluffy. This has more of a brown color. I've gotten all kinds of soil. Some soil is good, some not so good, growing medium. But I want something that's nice and like and crumbly and fluffy, right? And so I'm going to sprinkle that into these starters, into here. And then I'm going to put some seeds in there. So I sow some things directly into the ground, and some stuff I'll put in these little seed containers or toilet paper rolls. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can tell what I planted where, right? So it is a good idea to label everything. Like label stuff really, really good so you can keep track. Actually, I think it makes a big difference. Sometimes you want to rush and do things, especially from the States. We have that mentality, I got to do it, I got to do it now. That's one of the reasons why we miss so much pertinent information because we're in such a rush. And again, I'm just using these recycled cartons, and I'm going to use them as seed starter. So this is very inexpensive, right? Any kind of containers you can grow in. So this is going to be my growing medium. So you have so many seeds in the container that I can start the little babies here, and the cardboard will allow them to breathe. And then I want lots and lots of greens because greens is like meat for us over here. Greens are meat. That's our meat over here at our house. Right? So then I'm going to take and decide what seeds I want to put in here. I really love lettuce. Maybe I'll do a whole flat of baby lettuces. And then these, I mean, I got so many recycled trays, it ain't funny. This I can also use for sprouts and for wheatgrass. So I have my little soil manicure, a little garden manicure. I even find this is really good quality time spent with yourself. I know there's so many dating websites and all of that stuff is out. The reality is, at least, you can't really tell who people are by the internet. So I think it's a good idea to put a lot of good time into showing up to do the things that are important to you. For me, that's physical movement and gardening, and making food, and when you show up at certain places like agricultural conferences or rock climbing or like aerial dancing and martial arts or at universities because I love languages. So right before this whole thing kicked in, I started studying Japanese. So I started studying Japanese and Mandarin. And so, you show up at places and you meet people. So I just feel very relaxed in my skin at this point in my life. I don't feel spastic about dating or finding somebody. I live the reality. That may not be a reality, but that doesn't mean that you can't experience quote unquote love. Everything doesn't have to be quote unquote romantic love. Like sometimes you go looking for stuff and you wind up attracting or drawing all kind of folks out here. So there's a lot of predatory energy going on the planet right now. Be careful and just also taking the time to value yourself. Really spend good quality and decide what you really, really, really want. Give the love to yourself that you're looking for from other people, and just be real relaxed about it. And I find when you're not worrying about more stuff comes to you. More stuff comes to you. You can use gloves if you like. Sometimes I put gloves on, but I like feeling my hands in the dirt for some reason when it comes to food and the soil. So hopefully, if any mamas out there, and even if you don't have a child, you're still a mother spirit. And we all are birthing things, right? We have different visions and dreams and things to birth. So the sticks will be good fertilizer. So This would be a good amount of vegetables, right? And not all of the seeds will sprout, right? Nature has so many lessons for us. But when you put your hands in the dirt and the soil, you learn stuff. I'm learning stuff. I can learn stuff from anybody, even somebody that may have a quote unquote opposing or a very different point of view or perspective. I may not eat animal flesh now, but I grew up eating flesh. I'm not gonna throw people in the garbage because they eat differently or they live differently. People do a good job of that on their own. So I'm gonna grab some seeds. I'm gonna grab some seeds, and again, I'm gonna make sure I mark these really well so I can see what I'm putting where. So again, this is what I'm using, some recycled containers for seed starters. And we have a lot of seeds, right? Because we eat a lot of that. I don't know about y'all, we eat a lot of vegetables, right? And not everything makes it, right? So you plant some extra. You watch how many seeds come inside the container. If they're organic, sometimes they can cost quite a bit. But you can always read it. I tell you, the garden is a great analogy for life. I have planted some squash over here. I see some came up and some didn't. I have some other herbs over here. So I'm gonna grab some seeds. Over here so that I can put these in the ground, and I'll take some photos of this so you can see it on Instagram. So I'm posting some of the food that I'm making. I did another video of people asking a lot for recipes, so I think it's more important and there's no shortage of recipes. I have recipes coming, but I think the mindset is more important, or it was just as important as recipes, because there's a gazillion recipe books. But when you understand why you're eating what you're eating, then I think your mind can be more open to taking the fresh, whole living ingredients that you have and being very creative with them. So yesterday I had posted my Mellow Mama milkshake, which is so delicious, and I'm not using any sweeteners. I'm just using fresh, natural ingredients, which are very simple. You can take something so simple and be so quote unquote gourmet, and I like those principles. It makes me think of the ways of the mothers and my grandmothers. I know they had to take one or two ingredients and do like a million things with it because they couldn't waste, and I think that's very important principles. So I'm posting also some of what I'm making on Instagram so that you folks can see that. All right, so I'm not going to hold y'all long. Y'all create a great day on purpose. And I am going to post, I'll post some of the seeds, what seeds I decide to plant here on the Body-Culinary page on Instagram. All right, y'all create a great day because you said so.